In this video, we're going to learn how to draw an outside landscape using perspective, but this time we're going to use a building. So once again, I start by drawing my vanishing point, my horizon line right down the center, and I put my vanishing point right in the center of my horizon line. I'm going to start by drawing a simple house, once again in the foreground. Simple house, use a square, use a triangle for the roof. Notice I went above the horizon line. That makes it easier if you do it this big. Draw a door. Okay, and that's what you start with. Now, a building is easy because you've got points that are, or corners that are easy to identify. Just like I did with the tree, you're going to put an X on that corner. You're going to put an X on this corner. I didn't make that very straight, did I? You're going to put an X on this corner, an X on the door, 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 an X on this corner, and an X on this corner. Notice I have put an X on all of my corners. Now, just like we did with the tree, I am going to draw my projection lines that project all of my X corners to my vanishing points. So I line up my vanishing point, line up my corner. Here's my next corner. Vanishing point, corner. Now I've done the outside of the house. I could project this, but in this case, I think I will. I was going to do it later, but I'll do it now. Project that corner. Project this corner. Whoops, I'm sure you can see it on the camera. Okay, now I've got to do my doors. You will find that you are getting a lot of lines, and to keep them straight, it's going to be very important that you keep track of your first drawing. Make sure you line up the vanishing point. Just like in our mystery drawing, make sure all your lines go right to the vanishing point. If they go off, your drawing's going to be off. Okay, now, I want to draw the side of my house or my building. Notice that the bottom corner right here projects along this line. So I'm going to go up a little ways. It doesn't matter how far you go, but not too far because I'm going to have you do a second building. Follow along this line, and you're going to now draw a straight line that goes from here up to where this point is, which happens to be, I come and I find this point, find that projection line, there it is. Now, with buildings, all vertical lines stay vertical. So because this is a vertical line, I can draw this line parallel to that vertical line. Okay, so now I've got the side of my house. But this line is not a vertical line. It's a little trickier. So I find where this point is. There's the point, projects on my vanishing point, on my projection line. And the corner of the house is up here on this line. So what I do is I line up my ruler so that it is parallel to this line right here, and I'm going to slide it till it matches this point right here, and I'm going to draw it to my line. See how I did that? I lined it up right here with this line, made sure I found out where that point was, made sure I knew what line I was going with. I slid it over straight till it matched here, and then I drew my line. I now have the top of my house. To make it easier for you to see, I'm just going to erase that horizontal line or horizon line right there. Let's redraw this. And I have the side of my house. Okay? Let's do another building to the side. I'm going to give it a space. This point comes off the projection line, so I'm going to follow along that projection line. And I'm going to follow along to right there. That's where I want it to go. And this line is vertical. And I know that it goes to this point right here. So it's going to stay vertical. Now you can follow the same thing where you line up your line. And you just slide it across. And you draw that straight. So there's this line right here. Now I want to draw this line. Again, I match it. There's my corner. I know it follows along that line. This is kind of like connecting the dots by making your own dot. Match that angle, slide it over till it connects to here, and draw it up to there. Okay? That is the front of my building. Now, if you'll notice, this line is horizontal. Goes right there. I'm going to just slide that up to here, draw that straight, and that's this line or the front of my building projected. Notice I have this line that's projected. So, again, I'm going to match it. I'm going to slide it till it matches, and I'm going to draw it straight there. Now I have the front of this building drawn, and I'm going to now draw this line. Just like I did before, I'm going to match that line, and I'm going to slide it over to this point, because I know that's where that point goes, and I'm going to draw it. I have now drawn the front of this building as if it's repeated right there. So let's do the side of the building. We'll follow the same principle. We're going to follow along here, and I can go anywhere as wide as I want that building. I choose to go there. Match that straight line, slide it to there, and I'm going to draw to this projection line where that point is projected. Again, I'm going to match my angle, slide it to there, and I now have two buildings. Now you say, Mrs. Humrick, oops, I moved my ruler. Mrs. Humrick, I don't see the door. You're right, I drew this building too soon that my door, see there's my projection line for my door, it actually would be hidden behind this building. So I'm not going to see my door in that second building. But if I move my line farther, let's say I want to go clear up here to put my third building, I match my line, move it up, project it to this line where the corners are, follow my angle once again, project it, draw that angle line, match this angle, project it, oops, I just moved a little bit, to there, take this line, project it up, match right there, this line. Now, this is where it gets tricky because there's a lot of lines. So I'm going to follow where that line ends. It happens to end right there. I know it's vertical, so I draw that. And I know that this goes straight. Now, I can use these lines and draw a door. See how I've got some space in between them? Here's the line, well, let's do this, the bottom of my door. Here's the bottom of my door. Follow this line, so there it is right there. I followed that to here. Here's the top of my door. Follow that line and the top of my door. I know that it's vertical, so I connect those two dots. Here's a line to the side of my door right there. I know it's horizontal. See the angle is horizontal. And I know that the bottom of my door is right there. There's a line right there. And I have my door in there. But I don't have the side of my building. It doesn't look three-dimensional yet. Let's do this. Let's draw this dark in here so it's easier for you to see. Now, I'm going to make my building about that tall, that wide, I'm sorry. Project up my line once again to my projection line. Follow my angle. Okay? And I have now done 3 buildings projected back. Now if I wanted to do a window, I've got these lines already there. What I need to do is my window needs to follow the vanishing point. And I can follow those lines or I can create my own. So I'm going to match up and I'm just going to put a window there. And I think I want to put the bottom of my window, I match up my vanishing point line, and I draw a window there, the bottom of my window, and then because these are vertical, I'm just going to draw a line that connects there vertically, a line that connects there vertically, get a frame around that window. Okay, if I wanted to put a window pane in there, I just draw 2 horizontal lines there, but make sure that my window pane this way matches up to the vanishing point. And there's my window. I can do the same with the other building, but for right now I'm just going to have you see that. Now if you want to, you can now erase all your projection lines. And if I'd been really good, I would have drawn these with a ruler so they were straight. Erase this right in the middle. So that now all you see are the buildings.